Have you ever been told you couldn't eat something? Maybe your mom said you couldn't eat ice cream for breakfast or you couldn't just have a piece of cake for dinner. While you might have felt that eating those foods wouldn't have been a big deal, eating certain foods can be a big deal to a population of people who have celiac disease. According to the University of Chicago Medicine Celiac Disease Center, celiac disease is an inherited autoimmune disorder that affects the digestive process of the small intestine. When a person who has celiac disease consumes gluten, the individual's immune system responds by attacking the small intestine and inhibiting the absorption of important nutrients into the body. Celiac disease is used synonymously with the term gluten-free, which describes the type of diet a person with celiac disease must abide by. I have a few family friends with celiac disease, which prompted me to do some research on the disease. To present a thorough understanding of the effects of celiac disease, I will discuss what celiac disease is, how it affects a person's psychology, how it affects a person's eating habits, and its relationship with other autoimmune disorders. First, what is celiac disease? As stated before, celiac disease is an inherited autoimmune disorder that affects the digestive process of the small intestine. The term autoimmune disorder refers to a disorder in which the immune system attacks its own healthy cells. When a person who has celiac disease consumes gluten, a protein found in wheat, rye, and barley, the individual's immune system responds by attacking the small intestine and inhibiting the absorption of important nutrients into the body. According to the Celiac Disease Foundation, these attacks lead to damage on the villi, which are small, finger-like projections that line the small intestine that promote nutrient absorption. When the villi get damaged, nutrients cannot be absorbed properly into the body. Digestive signs and symptoms, according to the Mayo Clinic, include diarrhea, fatigue, weight loss, bloating and gas, abdominal pain, nausea and vomiting, and constipation. The Celiac Disease Foundation also states that celiac disease is hereditary, meaning that it runs in families. People with a first-degree relative with celiac disease, such as a parent, child, or sibling, have a 1 in 10 risk of developing celiac disease. Overall, celiac disease affects 1% of healthy average Americans. That means at least 3 million people in our country are living with celiac disease, and 97% of them are undiagnosed. To put it in a little more perspective, the number of people with celiac disease in the U.S. would fill 4,400 Boeing 747 airplanes. Now that we know what celiac disease is, we can now begin to understand how celiac disease actually affects someone. First, celiac disease affects a person's psychology. According to the website Beyond Celiac, research shows that celiac disease can manifest itself through psychological problems impacting a person's cognitions or way of thinking, which could be expressed through brain fog, memory lapse, headaches, or attention difficulty, a person's emotions, which could be expressed through depression, anxiety, or irritability, a person's behaviors, which could be expressed through hyper and hypoactive disorders and eating and weight issues, or a person's social interactions, which could be expressed through withdrawal and avoidance of situations or a fear of people. Second, celiac disease affects a person's eating habits. As mentioned previously, when a person who has celiac disease consumes gluten, a protein found in wheat, rye, and barley, the individual's immune system responds by attacking the small intestine, which inhibits the absorption of important nutrients into the body. According to Medline Plus, carefully following a gluten-free diet helps prevent symptoms of the disease. Foods that should obviously be avoided include breaded foods, breads, bagels, cakes, donuts, pies, crackers, potato chips, pancakes, pizza, most soups, and stuffing. Foods that can be consumed include beans, cereals made without wheat or barley, corn, fruits, vegetables, meat, poultry, fish, milk-based items, potatoes, rice, and gluten-free products such as crackers, pasta, and breads. With gluten-free diets becoming so popular, there are a great deal of gluten-free products available on the market, which makes it easy for those with celiac disease to adhere to a gluten-free diet. Lastly, celiac disease can lead to other autoimmune disorders. Undiagnosed and untreated celiac disease can lead to the development of other autoimmune disorders and conditions. Autoimmune disorders include type 1 diabetes and multiple sclerosis. Other conditions include dermatitis herpetiformis, which is an itchy skin rash, iron deficiency anemia, early onset osteoporosis or osteopenia, infertility and miscarriage, lactose intolerance, vitamin and mineral deficiencies, central and peripheral nervous system disorders, pancreatic insufficiency, intestinal lymphomas and other gastrointestinal cancers, gallbladder malfunction, and neurological manifestations, including ataxia, epileptic seizures, dementia, and migraines. This table from the Celiac Disease Foundation shows the prevalence of condition listed above in the celiac disease population. Anemia, autoimmune thyroid disease, and dermatitis herpetiformis are the top 3 most prevalent. While the quantity of other conditions is quite alarming, this table from the Celiac Disease Foundation shows that early diagnosis greatly reduces the chances for developing another condition. Obviously, as can be seen, the sooner it's diagnosed, the lower the chance of developing another autoimmune disorder. Celiac disease is a very real disorder in the United States and is becoming more and more prevalent every day. After listening to this speech, I hope you have gained a better understanding of what celiac disease is, how it affects a person's psychology, how it affects a person's eating habits, and how it relates to other disorders. The next time you hear the word gluten-free, be sure to be free of judgment, as you may not know what someone is going through.